Research Associate, Dr. Tilak Bahadur Shrestha, sir. Welcome to the Gorkha Spirit.
Thank you very much. नमस्कार जोरलपा सेवारो अर्को के भन्छ लाई तासी देलेक सबै नमस्कार.
So, just 15, just 15 pro-monarchy supporters, they plan to restore the monarchy. Do you think it's possible in Nepal?
Yes, it is possible. Why not? To begin with, the Nepalese monarchy was not removed due to Nepalese people's wish. It has been imposed on us by the Maoist terror and the foreign influence and using the corrupt leaders of Nepal. So there has to be, the monarchy should remain in Nepal. Also, let me also point out that the current constitution is not valid because in 2015 July, there was a public poll taken for this constitution, and then it was hidden. It was been packed. It was never been opened, and so this constitution is not ratified in Nepal on modern by the people. So automatically this becomes invalid constitution, and also all the people who involve, all leaders who involve in hiding the people's poll, they are treason. In the democracy, hiding people's opinion is a major crime, and it's a treason. Thank you. So this constitution is not valid. So automatically, the earlier constitution will activate. That's the 47 Bikram Sambat. That will be and then it was done. It was written not by the king but by the political parties as democratic one. And also when they wrote that, they say it is the best constitution of the whole world, right? So they should stick to their own words. Thank you.
Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli gave a speech about to stop the pro-monarchy protest. So, do you think it's justifiable?
It's absolutely nonsense, absurd, because in the democracy, any political party has a right to state their views openly, publicly, but they should not resort to crime or the violence. So as long as you are peaceful, as long as you want to say something, present your views, they have right to do that. That's the bottom line of the democracy, right? Now the government may say, please be peaceful and do not use any kind of violent methods. The government can say that, and also they can send the police to make sure about it. There's no question about it, right? But to say, to activate his cadres, say stop the Andolan or the movement, that's a very bad thing to do in the democracy. He should not do that. He should actually resign in the moral ground.
So the Maoist chair, Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda, also want the pro-monarchies stop that campaign, protest, and he threatened to use YCL, Young Communist Leagues, against the pro-monarchy protest.
The answer is exactly the same. Any political parties or any individuals have right to put their views across the public, but as long as it's peaceful, that's our natural and right. And it's too for the person to say that he will try to oppose that. That's a very bad thing to do. It's a crime in the democracy, and the government's responsibility is to stop these kinds of statements and their activities. And let me also add, what about the president and Maoists themselves? They are against the democracy. They are against the freedom ones. These are the people who killed 17,000 poor Nepalese, loot the banks and destroyed our economy. They killed the school teachers, right? And they also pissed on desecrated our temples, right? So these people are always against the democracy and our freedom and values. So it's a responsibility of the government to check these kinds of bad people and their activities. Thank you.
So pro-monarchy protesters will stop their protest movement from these threats?
No, I don't think so. Come on. They are not going to stop because of that. No. They will be there. But unfortunately, I can foresee unnecessary violence. And it is the responsibility of the government to give the protection to the royalists. Of course, if the royalists themselves resort to violence, then it is the responsibility of people of the government and the police to check on that, right? So it is the police should check on that, give them security, and also do not allow them to have violence. As long as it's peaceful, it is our natural right to say that.
Politicians, political parties, and the government as well, they are just said it's against the constitutions. So do you think it's against the constitution to ask, to demand the monarchy?
There are two separate issues on that. To state anything you want to say that, all right, peacefully. That's the right of all the citizens. So if suppose there's a monarchist, people say, hey, we want king in Nepal, that's the right to say. Absolutely. It is not against the constitution. Matter of fact, the current constitution gives the right given in our constitution. That's number one. Number two, as I said before, this current constitution is not valid. So which I have already said that. Thank you.
So at this time, country needs monarchy or monarchy needs country?
No, my view is very clear. I'm coming from the view of nationalism, Rashtrabad. And under this nationalism and Rashtrabad, the king is, we need king. The king, because of the not having king, is a very bad thing for Nepal. Because king is not only a matter of political force. Actually, king is not political force. King should remain above the politics. The politics is done by multi-party system. Different parties have their own views and so that, and they will go to people, and the people will vote, like listen to the different parties, and they will vote, and that's how done. That's the general, democracy. But then if it's not working properly, then what? So the number one is for the people to elect right person and throw the bad people, right? That's standard. But then if that also doesn't work properly, then what you do? Then you have to have a king of that. So the bottom line of the king is not politics, but ethics, morality, and the dharma. So that's how the king should stay on top of that. So the king is the person who takes care of all the Nepalese. Say if there's a police and a thief, there's a problem, and then the king is the one who looks good, feels good for, have a good wish for both police as well as thief. Now, it's the job of the police to catch the thief, and the job of the court to punish them, right? That's beside the point. But the king doesn't work those kind of stuff. So you have to have a king. Also, king also carries our heritage, right? So we are not talking about only Shah king, no. We are talking about Raja King Janak. We are talking about King Yalambar. We are talking about King Mandev. We are talking about King Mahendra Malla, who would not eat unless all his children eats. We are talking about King Mahendra Shah, who made all the Rajmarga. We have done the Kodari Rajmarga, and started industrialization, started planning commission, and so many good things, right? So we are talking about that level of thoughts. And unfortunately, none of these politicians are doing that, right? And also, why king is removed? There are two basic reasons. One is India. India thinks if Nepal is a king, then India cannot do whatever it wants to do in Nepal. It is not easy to move around king. And the second one is the West wants to Christianize Nepal, and so king is kind of a block against Christianization of Nepal. That's why he was removed. So it is not people's wish. Thank you.
So there are lots of benefits. It's a matter of proud for the nation, but against political parties, against the monarchy. So why they are against the monarchy?
Who, the political parties?
Politicians, top leaders.
Well, there are politicians who are for monarchy, and there are politicians who are against the monarchy. So that's their personal view, and I really don't have to, don't want to comment on, but you may have to ask themselves why, right? But we are talking about from the people's side. So as far as people are concerned, the monarchy is a institute which has been in Nepal for thousands of years, right? So if you want to remove such a old the institution, there has to be public and parliament debates, number one. Number two, there has to be some sort of referendum. But the removal is not because of people's wish, but because of mass terror and corrupt leaders. And they were foreign influenced people. Right? As I said before, it is about Indian control of Nepalese what's called that administration, and also about Christianizing Nepal. So these are two factors came together to remove monarchy, and we should not accept that. We have to have one, and if we have to remove king, that should be our decision, not their decision. And if that's what defines a real Nepali versus corrupt Nepali.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for joining with us.